What's going on, guys? Welcome into Sensei and the Pupil. I'm Craig. I got Dev with me.
Hey, guys.
We are Paul-less today, but we will hold it down, Paul. Guys, we are reviewing Pluto, the movie on Netflix.
It's a
guys,
eight episode series on Netflix.
Pluto. I totally scuffed that. We are reviewing Pluto. You guys saw the thumbnail. It is the anime that dropped on Netflix that 8 episodes, but it's made, the animation style was an older style. That's what we're covering today. You ready? Let's go! Alright, dudes. So, we watched Pluto, and
My pick.
This is Devin's pick. I will make sure to make that clear now, because that's important. This was a damn good show, Devin. I'm going to give this to you. Quit gloating over there. This is a really, really good show. Guys,
I almost picked it a couple picks ago, but
I've seen it on Netflix sitting there.
The only thing is, like, if you look at the cover of it, to me, it screams Astro Boy.
Yes, yes, it does scream Astro Boy.
So that little cover of it kind of turned me off from picking it at first.
There's one of the... Okay. Let's just go right into this thing. This is a world that's kind of in the future, somewhat, okay? This is maybe 100 years in the future from now. We got robots living with humans that have it's pretty advanced AI that can basically mimic humans.
I mean, robots are basically, humans.
They're so close to humans. It's like
they
it's
have
funny.
Emotion. They feel. They start to feel emotion. Some of them are more advanced than others.
Yes.
And this is like a society where robots and humans, they're kind of all just mixed together, and it's almost like you can't tell the difference between one or the other.
Yeah, it's also weird too, because there's robots that look like robots, like but then there's robots that look like humans. And they're like a lot more different than you'd think. So it's really varied. Like, it's really a hodgepodge of mixed up, just what's going on here. Like, I was definitely trying to figure out what's going on here when we first started. But yeah, this is with those robots. There are 7 super advanced robots, okay? In this robotic-y world that we live in, there are, super smart scientists, and they made 7 super advanced robots that look humanish, except for one of them. And they are weapons of mass destruction. There was a giant war, the 39th Persian War, I think it was maybe 5 years ago in the story time, that they needed these advanced robots for.
I think it was 4 years ago.
Was it 4? Okay.
Because that's when Abdullah's wife was.
Okay. That tracks. That tracks. 4 years ago, they made them, and these robots are like there's 7 different ones, and they're different in their own ways. Gizek, our main robot, is what I guess he's just really smart. Is that like detective type deal?
He's a detective that is kind of almost indestructible.
Yes, he has a body,
and he has a powerful like cannon type deal that can basically destroy anything.
Yeah, really anything, and only that kind of cannon can damage him too. So it's like the strongest, it's like adamantium. It's like the strongest metal. There's the different robots all have their own kind of signatures. Like Gizek has zirconium, which is that metal. We got Heracles, who's like one of the best fighting robots. We got Brando, who's another really good fighting robot. What are the other robots? Epsilon, who uses photon energy, sun energy. North number 2, who's
a war machine.
Like, I'm talking every weapon you can think of coming out of this guy's body. Okay, awesome. I love him. Piano. North. And we had Adam, a boy robot created by the Dr. Tenma, who can make the best AI computerized brains. That was his deal. He can make like the smartest brains, right?
Tenma?
Tenma, yeah.
Yeah. So he was like the best like robot creator.
Looked the coolest too.
Hey, he kind of looks sketchy to me.
You look cool. You little pompadour going, little thing, Japanese.
Look like a sketchy character to me.
Definitely sketchy.
I wouldn't trust him making robots.
Yeah, there's some guys that just look like, yo, you're a bad guy. Stop it. Tenma, he made a little Astro Boy, freaking Adam. But yeah, those are the different kinds of robots. And the big plot of this whole show is there is a murderer going around killing the 7 most advanced robots.
Not just the 7 most advanced robots, but we'll get into a little bit more backstory right here. So, in this Persian War, there was a group that was set out to the whole reason the war started because there was this group that was set out to find if the Persians were kind of plotting to make weapons of mass destruction. Now, in their findings, they didn't find that they were making weapons of mass destruction, but they did find a bunch of basically robot carcasses in like the basement of their city or wherever, maybe their castle. So they find these, they put it in the report, and basically that it wasn't conclusive that they were doing it, but they definitely knew something was up. So they basically started this whole war.
Did you catch the very ending though? Thracia, America, our countries in this represented there too. Thracia, they're the ones that actually made the findings seem more dangerous than they were. So it was Thracia. Yeah.
So that's how this whole war got started.
USA.
And so basically the Persians were persecuted without a good reasoning.
Yeah.
You know, and like it was in Thracia they kind of justified it as, you know, it was for the greater good.
Oh, Trump.
And stuff like that. So like
he was definitely Trump, right?
there's definitely like a whole lot of like, I feel like subliminal like messages there about like America and stuff like that.
Oh,
maybe,
for sure. Oh, like, yeah. That we're the worst. We always fucking fuck up deals and we're just bad people. Yeah, definitely. Cool. Yes. So basically there's a killer from Devin's explanation of why the war started. Also, there was also one of the smartest professors, Dr. Goji, lived in Persia. And they knew that. The Bora Inquiry, that's the group Dev was talking about. Bora is what they're called. They knew the smartest professor lived in Persia. So that's kind of the reason why they had inclination to go there in the first place. They're like, yo, they have the capabilities to make a weapon of mass destruction. Let's go check it out. From there, USA fucking everybody over, lying about you. Thracia, fucking everybody over, lying about the war, starting the war. All that happened, Persia was destroyed. And it turns out 4 years later, these robots start getting killed.
Well, all these 7 robots fought in this war.
Correct. Yes.
To take down Persia.
Except Epsilon, but he still was targeted for some reason.
Well, Epsilon wasn't really a fighter. He's more of a lover. So
yeah, but why did they want to kill him? Because he didn't do anything. Like, fuck them.
He did not do anything.
That's true. He didn't stop him. Yes, and we come to find out through the whole point of this show that makes it so cool is we don't know who Pluto is. Well, we don't know who the killer is, or we don't know who's killing these robots, who has the capacity to even do this until like episode 4. Then we kind of have an idea of who the name is. Episode 7, we might know who the Pluto is. Episode 8, we're still kind of in the dark, like, yo, who's the bad guy here?
You just don't know like the depth of
it's so good
everything, man. You just gotta keep watching to find out, and it just feels like there's so many like, not twists and turns, but like the story is just so deep, and there's so much put into it. It's pretty it's a pretty awesome little journey that they put us through.
It's 8 episodes,
hour long each,
which is honestly I like that. Devin, what do you think about this?
These are like true hour longs. You know, these aren't like
45 minutes.
Yeah, 45 minutes. I mean, they do have like the credits at the end.
Yeah,
but some of these episodes were like an hour and 5 minutes. Some of like they were.
I felt like I was watching like a little movie kind of every episode, like because there was so much in those damn episodes, dude. It was really good, really good show. What was your favorite moment from Pluto, Dev? If you could think of one moment that just stood out to you, maybe even theme.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite moment, but kind of. So when what I assume was the main character gets set, because it mostly follows him.
Right.
So when he kind of has this moment or realization, he kind of gets his memories back, or he kind of like he finds out more of, I guess, about what had happened, and he his
memories are taken too. Don't forget. Yeah.
He gets those memories back, but he also kind of like solves the whole issue that's been going on. He solves it all, and then he comes to like this kind of peace. And once he's in this like state of peace, and you kind of figure out what his old memories were, and then he dies, like that just kind of, you're like, damn, that's into episode 6.
Yeah, yeah. The main guy we've been following, for 6 hours, dies. And damn, he figures it all out too, and he dies.
Yeah, it was just crazy, and
we don't get to know.
Like he was, man, I don't even know. He was like in this world with this weird place where like he was just kind of gave up on trying to stop this thing, and he just wants to. At that point, he just kind of wants to live his life. He wants to, resign from his little detective agency that he's in.
Let's go on a trip. Like he was planning to leave and all that.
Yeah, he realizes like everything that happened, like with the war, why this guy feels this way, who Pluto is.
It's kind of almost like he realized what life meant, right?
I mean, basically, he got perspective.
Yeah, like what's it all about?
What it felt like.
Yeah,
but yeah, so he finds Pluto, He comes face to face with Pluto, and he realizes who Pluto really is. He did have a chance to kill him. He just kind of had this, this face to face moment with them. You didn't really get to see what they were,
You're a robot. I'm a robot. Like he kind of felt like that. He's starting to feel a kinship towards robots, and that's not a thing in this show. Other robots have to do what humans say. So yeah.
So that was just kind of like my favorite moment, or
your favorite moment was Gazette. Got it.
Or theme in this area. No,
just all Gazette. Everything Gazette.
No, it was just because there was a lot more Gazette because we had 6 episodes prior, but like that whole moment when he had that come to
that realization,
realization of everything, and kind of
it
put a fresh perspective on him, and it
was bittersweet, man. Because whenever he did realize that, he died that same moment, and it was that death was like that hit you because of the music, and he's still like, it's okay. Give me your hand to his son. He thought was bro.
But you didn't even realize that he had a son until the next. I think it was the next episode, episode 7, where they kind of explained it, and then you're like, damn, dude, Gasek, man, you even.
They took his memories from him. They took his child from his own mind. Like, bro, fuck humans. Yeah, that's it. I mean,
I can go on and on.
Yeah, this is really good. It's really freaking good. I would have to say my favorite moment.
Dude, and what about he was having this whole conflict about having to protect the brother, the brother the human that he killed. So then, that whole story all comes full circle about hatred only spreads hatred.
His brother killed the son. Oh man,
dude, and that whole entire thing was damn, dude, that was when they connected all that together. I was like, that was deep.
Yeah. No, I'm with you 100%, man. I think my favorite. That's a really good moment you mentioned. I think my favorite moment is probably the whole first episode, second half first episode. North number 2. We meet him. He's a war machine that wants to stop being a war machine, and he gets assigned to be a butler for this old man that just straight up hates robots, hates artificial machinery, and messing with because he's a musician. And just their little back and forth to finally, the old guy wanting North around because he hated North the whole time. He wanted him around the very end, and then Pluto comes to take his second victim at that point, North number 2. And it just really hit, man. It was a good little, probably 30 minutes of solid North number 2, bonding, and then he died. And that shit hit. From that first episode, I immediately hit number 2 because that sucked me in. So, what did we not like about this show? Was there anything that kind of rubbed you the wrong way that you can think of? I'll go first if you want. I'll go first.
Yeah. I feel like I had some good points before the podcast. Maybe I had a couple good points, but now that we're talking so good about it, I feel like they're not really coming to light.
So, I really enjoyed the story. I really enjoyed the world they built. I really, really enjoyed how they didn't just tell us right. Their first episode didn't start, and we just got an explanation of everything. Sometimes animes just have the first episode. This is the world they live in. They have a tournament every single month. They didn't give us that. We kind of learned the world. By episode 7, I was still learning new stuff about this world. And I really, really liked that they didn't just overload us info at the beginning. But my gripe, this amazing world they built with the robots living with humans, the robots didn't seem real in this world. They just seemed way too human-like. And it made me kind of take me out of this experience because I was like, why do they hate on these robots when they're so human-like? It doesn't make any sense to me. If they were and just taking your jobs and shit and cold and logical, I would understand hating them. But to hate them just because they're literally your servants, they can't even hurt you, and we use them. I'm sitting here saying all this, And I think what Devin's gonna say is that this is all like a symbol for real life, right? Is that what you're gonna say to me? Yeah.
I just to push back on it,
And I'm sitting here thinking like it kind of is a symbol. Like we suck as humans. So okay. Oh,
I'll give like a gripe that I just remembered. So, you have this kind of this bad character like that you kind of come to find out about in probably like at the end of the season, which is I'm not even sure who he is, but it's the guy that the Thracia president is talking to. Well,
yes.
it's an AI that the Thracia president is talking to.
Yeah, it's a giant AI
who is kind of pulling the strings on everything.
Yeah.
And he had basically planned to push the reset button on the Earth and have like robots kind of be more prominent than humans. He's saying that only 10% of humanity will survive.
Now tell the camera real quick, just what the surviving is. I don't think we even mentioned that. Like what Bora would do.
So
just to make sense here.
So after Abula, after the Persian War, his whole family dies. So he has a whole bunch of pent up hatred towards the world, basically, and he creates this robot called Bora that was originally supposed to is what they were originally building to kind of make Persia prosperous and like make their land
turn the desert into a forest type deal.
Yeah, so that's what they were originally working on before Thracia came and put the judgment down on them. So he made that, and he was in the process of making that, and then they killed his whole family. They started the war, killed his whole family. So he turned that robot into a weapon of mass destruction to basically destroy humanity, and not even just humanity, but like start another ice age, cover the world, and a whole bunch of ash, and just basically so like nothing will survive, but just to push a whole reset on the whole world, basically.
Non-organic life, only organic life will die. Yeah, and then he said, and then what did the robot say? The AI is to the president. Whenever he mentioned that, he's like, "I'll protect you, but you'll be my slave for the rest of your life." Oh, dude.
I didn't feel bad for him when he said
I didn't feel. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck Thrashia. Yeah, no, good stuff. But what did you not like though?
Oh, just they didn't. So I don't know who the AI is. That guy.
Okay.
So
you wanted more of him.
So if he's like the main bad guy, and I can't have any more of this story, like please, you're leaving me thirsty out there, dude. I want some more drink.
Give me at least 15 minutes of him. Just AI robot.
And just to the same point, also
Brow.
Yeah.
Yes, we needed more.
Also
Brow.
him.
We needed more Brow.
So Brow is a robot that a couple of these other robots came and visited. Well, not just robots. A couple of these other characters came and visited to kind of get like insight, because he's a robot. He's a special robot that was able to
very first
kill an actual human, which
very first.
These robots are programmed to where you cannot kill a human.
It's in their law.
So he was able to break that kind of
coding.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He was able to actually kill a human. So they kind of looked to him as somebody who was, further advanced than a bunch of other robots. But in the state that he was in, they had already defeated him, and he was kind of he had a sword pushed through him, and he was just kind of like on his...
Yeah, he couldn't do anything.
Yeah, basically like on his last leg of...
Right. But somehow he got away to kill the freaking giant robot out of nowhere. It's so weird, right? But Adam, did he fly him to Thrashia then? It was weird. He just crawled up to him and threw the spear. Like, how'd you get there, dog? Okay, whatever. How'd you get away from your prison cell?
And Adam had to take him out of there.
Maybe so. But Adam did say you're the only one that can do this job because he's the only robot that could kill. So, okay. All right, we'll go with Adam. No, for sure, dog. And I really wanted more Brawl. I mean, he was Hannibal Lecter in this movie, in this show. He was in this. He's the guy in the cell. You go to get advice. He's always laughing crazy, going crazy, laughing at his own stupid jokes because he's a psycho robot. I wanted more Brawl. Need more Brawl. Who was your favorite character, dog? Just say Gazek.
Well, yeah, I had the whole big old spiel on Gazek. So I would have to say him. He just felt so. Even though he was a robot, man, the whole story was really kind of just followed him, and it felt like he was like the main character for majority of the for the majority
He
of the
was.
time. So Epsilon,
He was.
he was my favorite character, just because like
Oh.
he loved.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Gesek is my main character, just because you
I actually hate Epsilon.
you really sympathized with him a lot, and you really felt for him, and
Yeah.
you, throughout this whole anime, you kind of, as he's finding himself, and kind of like learning who he is, and like finding the memories to kind of find out more of himself. You're kind of falling in love with this character also.
Yeah.
But also, I did like Epsilon. Also, he was a cool character because of like what he stood for.
I hate Epsilon, dog. He's so pussy because of what he stood for.
Dude, that's what made him like.
I just hate him.
That's what made him so awesome, dude. Like he was like the most badass character. Like he did. Well, I wouldn't say he did more damage than Gesek versus
He messed up Pluto.
He
messed up
did.
Pluto.
He could have killed him, just like Pluto could have killed him. So they were kind of like one. They were like on the same level.
No,
Gesek and
he would have beat
Epsilon.
him. He would have beat him if the kid wasn't there. For
think.
sure. If the kid wasn't there and he protected the kid, he would have beat Pluto. Epsilon.
I don't think he didn't want to kill Pluto.
Oh yeah, he didn't want to kill Sahad. That's right. Yeah, that's why I don't like Epsilon. Fuck him. I hate guys so strong. They're just so
But that's
nice.
but that's who his character is, bro. Like that's who his character was the whole entire time.
Yeah,
like,
it
that's
was.
why
That's
he
true.
didn't join the war.
That's true.
And it's nice that not all 7 of these like
Advanced
robots are just like major like weapons
Okay.
of mass destruction. Well, he is, but he chooses to be on like the nicer side. So it's really cool to see that even though you can be born to be a weapon of mass destruction, you choose not to because it's for the greater good of humanity.
But see, that's another reason why I didn't like. That's another gripe I had with the show. Like these robots that they made them so smart they can have choice. So what's the point of even making that robot to have choice? Like what does that do? What does that do for us as a human race to make a robot have choice? That's hurting us because now they have the choice to not go fight the war we made you for. It was weird to me. Like you give him almost too much AI in this show. That's the thing. I don't know.
I think it means they give him too much humanity.
Yeah, they give him too much humanity. Which I'm just like, why do that to it? I guess my logical side is like, why do I want to make my microwave be smart and say, no, I don't want to microwave your shit, dog. Like, why make a thing to do a task and then have it choose to not do the task? That's what got to me. Like, but okay, I'm with it. I love Pluto. I love it. Favorite character probably gonna be Dr. Tenma. Love Tenma. I mean, we saw him a little bit more at the end of the show. He was a tortured dad who super genius to try to basically rebuild his son with Adam.
So Adam was like his. He ended up becoming like his son. He built that robot and he took over basically because.
Then he abandoned him though.
He did, but
yeah.
So he took over because Tenma had a son,
right? Who died.
Yeah, who died. So then he made Adam, and Adam was supposed to kind of like fill that void, but he ends up finding out that Adam can't fill that void because
he's not his son.
Because his son kind of resented some of the things about him, and Adam like loved everything about Tenma.
Mm-hmm.
So like, although he tried to replace his own son with Adam, he couldn't because you can't make the same the same person.
Right. And Tenma's just like the most advanced AI creator. Like he is the guy that you go to him to make your AI. Other professors make the body. Tenma makes the AI. He's that guy. He's that dude. And I just love the whole reveal with Dr. Goji and Abula being the same person, and Tenma actually made Abula, but Abula had the first robot with split personality disorder, and he was, oh dude, that just was so, it was just so, I don't know, dude, it's just such a good plot twist. I love Tenma. I love how they use his character.
Yeah, the only thing, like, so when I found out, like, Tenma made Bora, I was like, dude, I hated him, dude. I was like, you did
all this, and you didn't say anything to anybody. You were so cryptic the whole time, like just being all cool and, what would you do if a robot didn't know who he was? Like, dog, say it!
Okay. You could bring him back if you introduced hatred and yada, yada, yada.
Just walk away. Yeah. I don't know, dude. Okay, what are we rating this thing? I'll go. I'll give this thing a 10. I loved it. I loved every aspect of it. I will watch it again in maybe a year, because this is a marathon to watch. But I will watch it again for sure and recommend it. I love it. It's 10. It's a 10 because of how it made me feel. Dev. I want to say that.
So I don't like giving things like a 10. But this thing was just like you said, like the things that it made you feel. You ended up enjoying these characters, loving these characters, kind of growing and finding out the things on this story. It's gonna be a 10, just because when an anime makes you feel like sad, hatred, happiness for a character, that those are the good ones, and this one definitely made you feel
throughout,
all of it in between,
like it was start to finish. It was really, really a great watch,
and the story of it was what kept you kind of like wanting more, having to figure out what was going on with Bora, Pluto. What was Pluto's real, like?
What's your deal?
Yeah, basically what Pluto's deal was. Just the whole detective, like the thing with the horns, and also the fact finding crew. Like what was their purpose in the whole thing? There was just a whole bunch of stuff that you kind of wanted answers as you're going along, and they give you like little snippets, and they slowly answer all these things. But then you have more questions, and then they kind of they slowly feed it all to you, and they just do it really well with the story and all the characters. So
possibly one of the best mystery stories I've ever seen. Just period. Like just mystery, like finding out, giving us probably one of the best I've ever seen. I can't think of any. Plunderer. Guys, we are Sensei and the Pupil. We hope you enjoyed our review of this. You probably already watched it if you're watching our review on it. But if you haven't, go watch this damn thing and forget everything we said. Guys, we're Sensei and the Pupil. We're out of here. Wait, I'm Cray. I got Dev with me.
We out.
We out.